0.01. If you are not giving that, then in the output model of your 3D print, you would be getting a spot of big triangle like this. So if you are improving, or if you are giving the right tolerance with 0.01, your model will be pakka, and the finished model will look like a flawless, and any line or anything, it will be like a smoothie finish. Okay, so once you saved with the STL, you have to bring that file to a slicing software. Yes, slicing software. Let me compare this to. mm, okay, there is no point of comparing this. So in slicing software only, you will be giving, and you will be making some alternation for getting your perfect output of your model. See, there will be a preset of thing. Okay, if you give the slice directly, that will be having a presetted program, or presetted configuration. But if you want to even make a fine tune, or if you are looking for some moreover of smoothie finish, then you have to work on the slicing software, like print speed, or reducing the microns, or reducing the layer height, or increasing the microns in the way. Okay, and you can, if you give the create st like create st like print the model, then you'll be getting the output, like how after you print the model, you can able to get the simulated view. Once you feel it is okay, you have to save that in the SD card. While saving that in the SD card, the concerned slicing software will change that into a G code for the machine language, for functioning for the machine. Okay, where the machine will read only the G code and M code. Okay, so it saves the like sliced file in the G code, and and for starting it to the machine. Okay, so once after, okay, what we did, we created the design. We convert that in the STL. After converting into STL, we brought into slicing software. We made some alternation, and we saved that as a G code in the SD card, and we gone for the print. So here what happens is the model is made. Okay, so the solid model is made. After that, you have to monitor it. If you want to go with any post processing, you have to do the post processing, and you have to finish the project, finish the part. And then if there is any even drawback, any crack or something, you have to print again, else the final project is made. So this is how 3D printing, any variety of 3D printing, a cycle chain is being carried out. Okay, so as I've told, there are n number of varieties. So I just want to discuss only two things today. One is under solid we have FDM, fused deposition modeling, where I'll be discussed why that word fused deposition modeling is named, and where does it being arrived, and what are the different varieties we are achieved in that. And in liquid, I'll be discussing about SLA. In other word, it is called DLP. Okay, so these are the complete varieties of 3D printing, different varieties of 3D printing, which are being occupied, or which are being run in the industry. Most predominantly a powder base. I just want to share this to you. Under powder base, we have DMLS, direct metal laser sintering, where this technology, using this technology, they made a engine chamber for the SpaceX rocket, and they have been achieved that in the year 2000, in the year 2017, and they sent the uh, propulsion successfully, and they have succeeded with the attempt. Okay, so here is some video. I just want to show you the interesting facts, how 3D printed house is being constructed with far efficient than the conventional construction process, and even with the without using enormous amount of human resource, and also with the cost effective way.
having strong, sturdy walls, having a door that we can close at night, it's something that we take for granted, being able to lock our door and be safe. For many of these families, for years, sometimes even a lifetime, they don't have that opportunity to have a safe shelter. So when they move into a new story community, when they move into a safe home, families' lives are transformed.
So this is the thing. In when compared to Indian money, with just 2,80,000 or round about 3 lakh rupees, we can construct an individual house without any human resource. Just continue this.
Our first product is a 3D printer that can print a house in 24 hours for half the cost. Phase 1 for News Story and for Icon is a proof of concept house. And
okay, so the next one, which is of automotive industry, we all have seen this car, a Honda Amaze, where if you see this front and rear bumper near to this bonnet shape, okay, which this complex shape, which is being achieved using the 3D printing technology. Yes, it is done using 3D printing. And this one also, which is also very useful to you, a real-time sailing boat, which is completely done using this 3D printing technology. Yes. So when I'm saying about the medical area, where for making those dentures, for making crowns, or for making any night aligners, or for any heart implant, for planning purpose, you can use this 3D printing domain or industry. As in aerospace, as I've told that one, that engine chamber, which is being done by SpaceX and launched successfully. Okay, this is something to show, okay, in food industry, that how good this 3D printing is being used for making any aesthetics or beautiful foods what we eat.
My name is Chloe Roosevelt. I'm from the Eindhoven University of Technology. I recently graduated and now working as food and concept designer. I'm here at the Design Week presenting my project called Edible Growth, which explores how 3D printing could transform the food industry. Edible growth is about 3D printing with living organisms. You print a structure of seeds and spores and yeast, and from there on it will develop in 3 to 5 days to a fully grown edible. As it comes out of the 3D printer, you can really see the straight lines of the technologies, and as it develops, you can see the organic shape. So by transforming appearance, you can see the stages of growth and the development of taste and flavor. By 3D printing food, you can make the production chain or the food chain very short. It's been utilized.
Okay, sure. So I just want to show you that things that should not be done using 3D printing, 3D printer, where, see, what happened is there is a guy who made a 3D printer gun, 3D printed gun. So he's being jailed. So some of the things we must not attempt, but this is the example for that. Okay, I've come to the main agenda. Okay, so the word fused deposition modeling, why it is being named, because here the raw material what we use is filament. Okay, so what happens is this roller which has the filament will send the filament to the heated block. Okay, inside this heated block what happens is the heated block will fuse, will melt this filament to produce a solid model on the top of this surface. So that's why we are the named it is named to be fused deposition modeling. So the parts which we used here is surface where to hold object which is printed, and the heated nozzle for squeezing the filament, and the filament roller. Working once the roller is started, as I told before, it sends the filament to the heated nozzle. The heated nozzle will heat the filament and fuse the matter for the desired step. The extrusion process, like final product, is made layer by layer. As I told in initial slide, additive manufacturing is nothing but producing the solid model in a layer by layer. Okay. So here I can share some a day-to-day life challenge. What happens with this shower holder is over the time it reduces strength and it gets broken easily. So to replace it, we made the 3D printed shower holder with a high sturdy and immune structure when compared to the normal holder which is available in the shop in hardwares or something. So I will play a video which helps to imagine by yourself that how this FDM works. Hope it was helpful to you. So see, look at this. This is how the setup would be, the machine would be. This is how it would be looking like once the model is over. So this is something a FDM printer which is being used in the industrial purposes. Look at the precision. Okay, look at how precision and how detailed look it is having. How smoothly it constructs the bridge, and how Okay, so okay. Okay, if I'm saying about the material, hope ABS and PLA would be known by everyone, and we also have a PET, which this ABS will be acrylamide nitrile butadiene styrene, and PLA stands for polylactic acid, and PET stands for polyethyl terephthalate, and PET stands for polyethylene terephthalate glycol. Whereas PET and PET were mostly used in the food industry and the medical industry, and PLA is biodegradable material which is commonly used for everything, all the thing, and ABS which is mostly helpful in industrial areas, and nylon which is being used for any flexible areas we can use that, and PVA stands for this one polyvinyl alcohol which is having high strength, used in any automotive or high durable areas, and TPU stands for thermoplastic polyurethane. This is also the type of flexible filament, and wood filament who would like to do any research in making any wood carving or anything, you can achieve any models using this wood filament and make any models. And metal filament for having any metallish look or metallic look. HIPS is high impact polystyrene, which is very strong and immune than the list of other filaments. And magnetic iron filament, which is for having a ironish look, for having any something conductive parts or something. Conductive filament is as same as having a conductive from one end to another end. A carbon fiber filament for making any prototypes for aerospace or any aero models. A TP is thermoplastic polyethylene, which is also the type of flexible filament. Glow and dark is as same as the this one, radium or something. For this radium, I will show you at the end. Okay, a video. The another printer which I would be showing is this one, a father of 3D printer, Chuckle, who invented the stereolithography printer, which used resin as a raw material for creating the model. So you might be asking, you have a question. This what is different between FDM and this stereolithography? See, for making any normal solid model, you can achieve with the FDM. Okay, so that is not going to be any big deal. Whereas in a stereolithography machine, you'd be getting most detailed and most accurate result. Whereas you can't use that much roughly this stereolithography printer, because the cost of the resin is most very high. If you can use rough use the FDM, because it is a DIY kind of printer, where this resin based printer will be high in price, where the machine itself is the high in price, and also the raw material for high important for any important purpose only we can able to switch on the machine. So the parts of the machine are UV laser, mirror, tank, resin, and the platform. In the platform where the model will be getting printed, and the working once the resin is being filled, the build platform will submerge inside the resin. Once the UV laser is projected with the design, and it started producing layer by layer. Okay, so what is difference between the FDM and stereolithography is, in FDM we'll be making the object from bottom to top. Okay, whereas in where the heated block will be coming down and it will be producing it. Whereas here, what happens is the build platform will be getting submerged inside the resin tank. It started producing the model layer by layer. Once the resin is being cured, it starts printing. Like how we will be waiting here for getting the filament fused. Like same way, we have to wait until the resin is getting cured and the print is being begun. Okay, so here is one video to show how detailed and how important this STL is, this stereolithography based printer.
The completed object is slowly lifted out of the resin bath, layer by layer. As complicated as that sounds, I checked out an early look at the model at a briefing last month with the Form Labs team, and it's actually a very simple process for the consumer. You just unpack the printer, install the removable print tray, and insert one of the new resin cartridges directly into the machine like you would any ink cartridge on a 2D printer. The new model even adds a touchscreen display for managing print jobs and a Wi-Fi connection that'll automatically send progress updates to mobile devices in case you want to step away from the printer for a while or if you're planning to share it amongst several users. So why stereolithography? Well, one thing is that these printers can add a level of detail that standard fused filament printers can't. And that's whether you're printing something big.
Hope he have told that, right? Where if you compare the FDM and stereolithography printer, the level of detail will be not achieved in FDM when compared to STL. Just look out this model, okay? Just try to imagine how it would be resulted when you print this model, whatever is shown in this video in this FDM. It is very difficult to get the output. Whereas look at this vase, okay? How porous and how fine detail this vase is having. So this is the beauty of the stereolithography printer.
Whether you're printing something big or something super, like the objects were cut from one solid piece
Okay.
of plastic.
So, and if I'm saying the application of this printer, you're having the what to say, wider important in dental industry and for medical industry, for bone replacement, and even in jewelry industry also. Okay, so here is some model what we made to show to you. It is completely 3D printed in FDM. If you turn in one side, it will be showing one symbol and one name. If you turn it to another side, it will be another name. Okay. So I just want to show you some of the model, okay? And I take this camera closer to the printer to show you some of the models. How detailed and how good it is. But this one is made out of FDM machine. See, a big size detailed can be achieved easily. Whereas if you are trying to make a smaller one with a landscape of very high detail, you have to definitely go with FDM only, this STL only, resin based printer. This is Harry Potter school, okay? Look at the detail, how good it is having. So it is like a bolt and nut type. Without 0% post processing, we achieved this. See, look out the detail and the finish. That's all. So hope this is known by everyone. A Groot. This is achieved using the resin based printer. Look at the level of detail. And this one, the N95 mask, which we had helped during this COVID period, and we are also helping for if anyone asks the order, we are making this. It is having the flexible also, okay, and easy to wear, and you can also wash it and reuse it. And even this one for head holder, and here you'll be having the face shield. This is also another type of face shield which we are using it. And some kind of enclosures for Arduino. This is for the PCB boards, which we can achieve this. And even this one for the Raspberry Pi. And even we achieved this one also, a floating mug. Okay. Okay, I think I've done with my presentation. So if you find any doubt, any participants can ask me a question. Wherever you have a doubt or if you find any queries, you can put your questions in chat box. I'm ready to explain you. Participant?
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Some of the student ask, some of the participants are raise their question.
Yes, sir.
So, Vignesh, yes, sir. How stronger that 3D model?
Sir, this is something a blind question. Which printer he is asking? Because strength is completely depends upon the infill what he is giving. The infill matters the strength of the 3D printed object.
So, another question from Danushar.
Yes,
What
sir.
does filament material means like? Can you give me some of the example? What is the
Sorry.
filament material?
Hmm.
So, Danushar, he asked the question. What does filament material mean? Like, can you give some of the example? He asking that what is filament material? Can you give the example? And with
So
an example,
filament,
he'll ask.
filament, as I have told in the while I'm explaining about the raw material, ABS it is meant for automobile and general purposes, which is having the good properties, good strength properties. And if it is depends upon the area or which purpose you are planned to use. So if you are planning to use for our mechanical, because I am from the mechanical background, if you are planning to make any prototype or any 3D printed model, you can better go with pitch and HIPS, high impact polystyrene, which is having the good strengthy properties.
Okay. And Naveen Kumar asked another question. Is
Yes,
the
sir.
mask produced in 3D printing is reusable or not?
Yeah, it is reusable. You can just wash and you can use in the regular basis. It is done using biodegradable material.
Okay, sir. So these are the question I received in this uh, of chat.
Okay.
You'll proceed with our presentation, sir. If any question there, I will intimate at the end of the session.
No, I think, sir, I'm over with this.
Okay, sure, sir. Uh, so any other questions from your side? Participant may chat post in the chat. Uh, so another question from Muhammad Salim. It can be
Yes.
used for showing an automobile and other things for showing section or not? It can be
For
used for
uh,
it. I will repeat the question again, sir.
yes,
It
sir.
can be used for showing an automobile and other things for showing a section or not.
See, for getting or uh, for producing any or manufacturing any real time automobile models or any component, you have to go with metal based printer, because most of the component or most of the things whatever we use in our engine or automotive related area, it has to have a constraint and it has to certify certain certifications. Okay, so for that you have to use the important and high standard machines to get that. Mostly what happens is, for making any outermost aesthetics or which is not necessary, out of necessary things you can achieve with FDM or something. But for making, if it is any important or important component in vehicle, it can be anything. If you are saying automotive, it can be even a bus, it can be even the car, it can be even the bike. The outermost component can be done the and that plastic one or anything which can be done using the vacuum casting or 3D printed one. But there are certain limitations. But when we say about the inner component in the engine, it has to sustain the temperature, because we all know, being a mechanical engineer, we know how much thrust and how much temperature will be maintained inside the engine chamber. So for that you have to make the high standard of material. That's why they have achieved that engine chamber for SpaceX using the DMLS. But when you are using the DMLS, then the rate and everything will be tremendously high when you come. For that you can easily do with the conventional machining itself.
Sindil R asked another question.
Yes, sir.
3D is suitable for all materials.
3D is suitable for all materials. No, I am not. I'm not
So
getting what.
3D printing, as actually what I think is 3D printing is suitable for all kind of materials. So asking that
No, it depends upon the it depends upon which printer and depends upon what raw material you are using, sir.
okay. So Prakasham asked another question. Unit
Yes.
cost per centimeter cube sizes.
No, for me, I'm charging with gram size in base of gram.
Uh, how much time it takes to make mask in 3D printing?
I it
Another
for
question.
yeah for making my mask it took a degree itself. But when you are saying this ABS or eye impact and all, you must require minimum 240 or more than that. Whereas that material cannot be achieved in that one which is in basic. So this basic machine can be easily used in the cars. Okay, because the power input is not required that much.
Okay. So another question from another question.
Yes, sir.
So in what asked, Danush are asked, in what way 3D printing is useful for chemical engineers?
Chemical, so they are the one who are making who are doing a research, because in the month January we did one workshop, hands-on workshop in SDNB Vaishnava for the department of chemistry. So it is the main motto, the main aim for organizing it, because whatever the raw material we use in the FDM, it is all about polymers. So it is all about the polymers, and also with the resin also, it is resin based polymers what we are using. So it is fully on the fully because of the chemical and the chemist students who make research, and who are coming out with better results. They are the important ones, sir. Without them, we can't produce the raw materials.
So Aman asked, did you spread the mask from base material or it is directly printed?
Sorry.
So he asked that spread did you separate the mask from the base material or it is directly printed? So he asked that did you separate the mask from base material or it is
Why
directly
base
printed?
material? I didn't get what he is asking, because see how it print is in this way only it will be printed. The nozzle will be over here. Once after it is over, it will be coming out like that. And I've removed this. That's all.
Okay, sir. I hope he's good. What is the better? What is better, 3D or 4D printing?
4D. See,
Gautam,
as
Gautam
as
asked.
yeah, yeah, when as compared to 3D printer, 4D printer are not having that much of wider sale in India, because 4D printer you can able to go, but there is no demand of manufacturers. You can, as of now you are having only 3D printer widely doing wider service in all over the world. 4D printers are only minimum, where even the rate will be also uh, it will be also high, because when the demand is less, then the price will be also high. If the demand is high, then the price will be less.
Okay. What is the basic softwares used for 3D printers? 3D printing.
What is the
Basic, which is the basic software will very much support 3D printing.
for 3D printing? First and foremost thing, as I have told in previous slide, you need the design. Once after you have the design, you can use Cura. You can use Cura is the most user friendly and used by many of those hobby people and the 3D printing users. And you can use the Idea Maker, and you have a Simplify 3D. You have a Prusa Slicer. There are n number of slicing software, but most of them are used. Most of the used softwares are Cura and Yes, 3D. And if you are buying the machines more than 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh, where they'll be giving the parental softwares. Whereas for that, for there you have to you will be in a position to use the uh, parental software only. If you are making the expensive machines, they'll be giving their own software, where you will be in a point to use only that. But as per his question, you can use the Cura, which is the most user friendly.
So another question from Jahagar. What are the which is the best file setup used for 3D printing?
File setup, see, it is n number of settings it is required, but for getting the good quality of printer, it is simple as that. You have to reduce the layer height. If you are printing in 0.1, the model what you get, what you are achieved will be like this, without any flawless, a smoothy finish. Else, if you are printing with layer height very much high, then you would be getting like this. Can you able to compare? Both are white only. You can easily see. There is no any extra lines in Z axis. Whereas here you will be in the cup, you are having the more number of Z axis. This is the simplest comparison.
Okay, sir. Another question is the software provided by the company is good or available on app stores and others.
Sorry.
The software provided by company is good or available on app
Definitely.
store.
No, no, definitely. How it would be not good, the person or the manufacturer who is giving that. It would be definitely good when compared to app store, but it is not app store, it is online. Because whatever the thing, whatever the extra app what you required, it would be available only in the forum or only in the specific websites which is meant for the specialized 3D printing. At least you should be a member of that.
Okay. Another question. It is depend on the filaments used. Ask right that is dependent. It is depend on the filament used.
Which is depends upon the filament.
I'm not sure about it, sir.
Okay, any other question?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Uh, last question. I don't know whether what he is asking. So, dear sir, please, some of the people ask the some more questions.
What is the filament material mean? Like, you can give me some examples. See, filaments, that's why I have given n number of different varieties, right, in the initial slide. Any other doubt? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Any other doubt, sir?
Cool, sir.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir. 3D products can be break by ants.
Yeah, that is same. It is completely depends upon what is this, what is the what strength you are given in the in the configuration, the slicing configuration.
Okay, sir.
If you are given the good strength, and it would be not easily broken.
Okay, okay, sir. Thanks, sir. Thanks for your wonderful presentation.
Thank
I
you.
request our HOD sir to provide vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to all. On behalf of our mechanical engineering department, good afternoon to all. I am